Hi, welcome to Floral Friday. I'm Jenny Martin, ethnobotanist, and today I wanted to actually show you and have a chat about this plant with you. It's a plant that you'll see in the UK and you'll see across Europe and over to Asia, and the reason why I wanted to point it out is that when you see it, you're going to see it in probably wastelands and car parks and on the side of roads, which is where I am now. And it is the ancestor of our carrot. So this is wild carrot, Daucus carota. It's part of the Apiaceae family, which used to be the Umbelliferae. The Umbelliferae, or the Apiaceae family, has quite a lot of our edibles in it. So parsnip, carrots, coriander, cumin, celery. So these are a lot of the aromatic plants as well in this family. However, we also have some of our very, very toxic plants in this family, such as hemlock water dropwort, and also hogweed, so you do need to be super careful when you're identifying it. The plant itself, this plant, just like with hogweed, can produce a phytotoxicity on the skin, so phytophotodermatitis, so if you spend time, it will burn your skin and cause horrible blisters. This is not as bad as hogweed, but I have read a few articles saying that it can actually do that as well, so again, be a bit careful if you're handling it. So the Umbelliferae, as you can imagine, or the Apiaceae, this family group, it gets its name from the fact that all the flowers look like they're coming as off the stem like an umbrella. So they all radiate from the same part on the stem. So you have here you actually have two rays. You have one ray linking it to the main stem, and that is called a peduncle, holding a bunch of flowers. Then you have a second ray in this species, so in the wild carrot you have a second ray which holds each individual stem, holds an individual flower, and that's called a pedicel. Also, underneath each of the rays, you have here, here you can see that the bottom of the peduncle, which is the first ray, you've got a bract, which is kind of a modified leaf, and then the second ray you have bracteoles, you have some more bracts. This bract is a very key ID feature of the wild carrot. All the flowers come off in parts and fives, so you've got 5 petals and you've got 5 stamen, you've got 2 stigma, and the ovary is also inferior. The ovary sits beneath the petals, and if you get a moment, it is really lovely to have a look. Here we've got a flower that is a flower head that's gone to seed. Don't know if you can see it here, and the seeds are 2-celled, and they sometimes are really kind of a pinky mauve colour, and they're very bristly, so they are they're dispersed by clinging onto the fur of animals. Another key ID feature of the wild carrot is the stem is solid. A lot of the Apiaceae family, the stems are hollow, but in the wild carrot it's solid, it's ridged, and also it's quite furry or hairy. It's kind of hairy. So you also have the feathery leaves. They're alternate as they go up, and they're pinnately lobed or pinnately lobed, which means they're very finely divided. So from an ethnobotanical point of view, this plant, like I say, is known, it's our wild carrot. You can actually wild harvest the taproot of the wild carrot, but you've got to get it quite young, otherwise it can get very woody. Another common name for this is Queen Anne's lace, and probably because it looks really pretty and lacy, and not just the flower head, not just the umbel, but underneath the bracts. And then the really curious thing about this flower is right in the middle of the umbel is a dark purple, sort of reddy flower, just one individual flower. And botanists are very curious, why would you have one individual flower in the middle of an umbel? And the general thought is it is maybe an imitation, the flower imitating a bee, or imitating not a bee, a wasp or a fly, and therefore other flies will come and see, hey, what's here? Let's get down there and have a good look at this plant and get some pollen or get some nectar and pollinate the plant at the same time. So other ethnobotanical uses are, there's quite a lot actually, there's a lot in the literature around it. There is some around how there's another alkaloid in it that apparently stimulates the pituitary gland to produce some sex hormones, so it's been used as an aphrodisiac, and also that the seed has been used as a uterine tonic, very good for cleaning the kidneys, and also, though a lot of literature around it being used as an abortifacient, probably because it has that uterine stimulant properties. So again, please don't try these things at home without consulting a clinical medical herbalist or your doctor. So hopefully when you're walking out and about this summer and you come across some wildflower meadows or some wasteland, if you see this plant, so the umbels, the white flower heads, the bracts underneath, the secondary rays with bracteoles underneath as well, the ridged stems which are hairy, and have a look for the dark dot, the one single flower in the middle of the umbel, then you've got your wild carrot. And again, it's just a lovely story about how pretty much, well, everything that we eat today, every plant we eat was once a wild species.